It's been about 6 months since I picked up the Marc Jacobs the tote bag, and I wanted to give you guys an update on how I'm feeling about the bag. I've had a few questions about the bag, so I thought I'd use this opportunity to answer a few of those as well. I've been wearing this bag to work routinely, so it's the only work bag that I'm using at the moment. So I wanted to share some of my thoughts on the bag now that I've had a chance to wear it for a prolonged period of time, and I think I'm pretty informed now about how the bag works in real life. I picked up the Marc Jacobs tote bag in the largest size. I picked this up on sale. I will put links down below of where I picked it up from, and I explain the whole purchasing process in my first video. But I picked it up in leather, and I picked leather because I knew I wanted a work bag, so I didn't pick the bag up to wear casually or anything like that. It is a dedicated work bag. It is the reason why it's black, which is a pretty serious colour for me, but I felt as though black would be a good colour that I could just pretty much wear with everything. And I wanted something that was sturdy, that could withstand the British weather and get me around to all of the places I have to go as part of my job. I actually had quite a long list of things that I needed from this bag. And so by process of elimination, assessing all of my tote bag options, I landed on this bag, right? And 6 months later, I'm still in love with this bag. Again, it is my work bag, but of all the bags I have, in terms of it meeting the need that I bought it for, this one pretty much meets my needs the best. It's definitely one of the best work bags I have had. Of course, my jobs over the years have varied, so I guess I've needed different things from any work bag that I've had at different times. But if you are looking for a bag that is sturdy, that is big, that is comfortable, that looks pretty cute, then I think that this bag is definitely a very good option. When I first reviewed this bag, one of the things I mentioned was that it doesn't have many zips compartments on the inside. It does have one zip compartment on the inside. My bag is still full of my work stuff, but yeah, on the inside there, you guys can see it does have a zip in it. However, I do sometimes though feel as though I do lose things in this bag. So if I drop my keys in, it's almost as though it's falling down a black hole and I can't get them back. If I drop my keys, if I drop something small like a lipstick or something like that, sometimes it can take me a long time to find the thing again. So I'm having to take everything out and kind of look at the bottom of the bag to see where things are. So I definitely think that this bag needs some kind of divider. I still have my very sad, not the right size divider that I'm still using actually, because life is moving way too fast, and in 6 months I still haven't found the time to get a divider that is the size that fits the size of the bag. But this one doesn't do too bad, and I'm able to put everything I need in here that's small. So if I'm looking for it again, I know I can just find this, and then if I find this, I can find all the small things that I need. I guess the only thing for me is that sometimes, especially when I'm traveling on London transport, there's not always a lot of time to kind of put things in the appropriate place. But that is also because my mind is very often quite frazzled. I have very young babies and I'm usually moving really fast, and I'm kind of just putting my hand in and dropping, and then I end up spending a lot of time having to find things again. So I guess one of the tips that I would give for this bag is get a divider. I wanted to share with you guys what the bag looks like packed without the divider, because actually if you get it stuffed enough, you actually don't need a divider. If it's quite empty, things do kind of float around inside of it, but if it's pretty packed, then I have found a way to make everything quite compact and keep everything in place. So I'm just showing you guys all of the things that I pack usually on a work day and how I make use of the compartments that are already inside of the bag. So if you don't have a divider yet, then you will be able to survive for a little while without one. A good thing about the bag, I did also mention in my first review that it does have a zip that closes the bag, which again is a godsend. I love the fact that it's got a zip. I also love the fact though that the zip, although it covers the full length of the bag, there is a little hole at the side. And so for the scenarios that I've just been explaining, when I'm moving fast and I just need to put something in the bag, I don't always have to unzip the bag. I can kind of just put my hand down the side and just drop, which has its pros and cons, but overall is very, very handy. So I do really like that about the zip at the top, that it doesn't completely close the whole bag. I have a Longchamp bag, you know, the pretty common one that I was using as a work bag before, and I found with that bag that I had to open the zip to get things in, which, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I definitely find that it's easier to use this bag without having to do that. I don't have to take it off my shoulder and open it. I'll show you a bit more of what I can fit inside this bag. Again, I did show you a bit the first time round, but actually now being fully in the swing of being back in work, I have loads more things that I now put in it. I'll show you what it looks like 6 months after me buying it. I'm wearing it often. You can see that it pretty much looks the same as when I bought it. So there's not much wear and tear on the bottom. It's not stained. I actually have quite affectionate feelings towards this bag because it has really been through some things. You can see the straps don't look any different. The stitching hasn't come apart, or there's no fraying or anything like that on the bag. I've dropped water on this bag. I've dropped coffee on this bag. I've dropped caramel on this bag. This bag, I've pretty much dropped all kinds of things on it. And I just get like a rag, make it damp and hot, wet rag, and I'm able to wipe off most things from this bag. There's nothing that I've dropped on it so far that has meant that it's stained it to the point that it hasn't been able to recover. Because I'm consulting, sometimes I am having to eat my lunch in my car. So I do have like some marks on it that I just haven't got to. So I also don't find that, you know, with some things, if you drop something on it, you kind of know that you need to wipe it off or it's going to be there forever. And it might be partly because this bag is a dark colour, but I definitely haven't been wiping off my stains quickly. I haven't been wiping them off quickly. I usually have to wait until I get home or until it's quiet or something like that before I'm able to wipe things off. And even with some of the stains staying on the bag for quite a while, it doesn't seem to stain the bag for a prolonged period of time. I had a question about whether I wear the bag in the rain. Yes, I wear the bag in the rain. I wouldn't say I'm like out in the rain though. I usually have like an umbrella, or I'm kind of just walking from my house to the train station. So I wouldn't say that I'm outside with it, because as I mentioned, because the zip does cover the top of the bag, but there are gaps at the side. I can only imagine that some rain would fall down the sides, but I've never opened the bag up and had like soaking wet papers or anything like that. So I think it works fine in the rain as well. I haven't had any rain stains on it or anything like that. And it's not a bag that I'm being super precious about either, or precious at all actually. So I'm not kind of, you know, wearing it and then wiping it down and putting it in a dust bag and putting it in the cupboard and then taking it out and, you know, being very loving with it. I'm not at all. I'm kind of just picking it up and putting it down as I need to. It's sat on the floor. It's sat on the bin in my car on the floor. I actually managed to break the screen of my laptop because my laptop was in here and I was driving and the bag fell off the seat, the passenger seat, and landed on the floor and cracked the laptop screen. And the bag was fine. Definitely think it's a very sturdy bag option. I do still have some of the packaging in it because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's just a personality thing with me, but with my bags, I don't like receive them and then take all the wrapping and everything off of it. I don't know why I don't do that, but I don't. So you guys will see in some of my bag unboxings or bag reviews that sometimes you will still see like there's some padding in it or something like that. I don't know. I think it's just a personality thing. So I still have some some stuffing in it. because I am afraid of pen marks. I do have lots of pens that I don't always keep a super track of. I've got my pencil case here, but sometimes, you know, I do end up with pens that don't have covers that end up in the bag. So, for example, like this, right, which I probably need to throw away. So I have subconsciously, but probably consciously, left some of the padding in to kind of save myself. I've managed to survive 6 months without any pen marks either on it, none that I can see anyway, even though I am actively using pens and actively uncovering pens and putting them in my bag. I also got a question about odor. So when I ordered it the first time, I didn't smell any odor. There is still no odor. I have also spilt a bit of perfume in this bag and it didn't seem to hold that either. My bag generally doesn't have a smell. It doesn't seem to hold smells. I'm still umming and ahhing about picking up another one because I really like the leather. So I'm kind of like, I kind of want the medium size, and I think I want the medium size in a lighter leather, which I think I mentioned before. But what I'm umming and erring about is whether I'm still going to be able to fit my work stuff in there, because for me, some days are busier than others. So some days I need the big bag with, you know, the whole shebang, everything inside of it. And then other days I could do with a bit of a smaller bag that was a bit easier to carry and had a few less things in it, but was still cute. So I think I might pick up a smaller leather one, and I just love the bag. It's a super yes. If you're considering picking up this bag for work, then it's a yes.